Alright, so if you don't know, I made it my goal to watch every single episode of the Clone Wars and do a review starting with Season 1 going to Season 7. Now we are on episode 13 and 14. I'm calling this the Monke Saga. Now, the reason why I'm calling this the Monke Saga is because we get, the Republic visit a planet, or they crash land on a planet via a very, I thought it was clever, sort of plot where they were trying to escape, or that they were doing a rescue mission, in the midst of a space battle between Republic cruiser and like separatist ships, and basically on their way out, I believe one of the pilots ended up dying. He got shot via vulture droid as they were trying to dock in the ship, and then the hyperdrive malfunctioned because the dead pilot slammed his face into the hyperdrive, and he ends up they end up leaving the cruiser so it doesn't kill everyone, because thanks to what was it, Last Jedi, we know what happens when you hyperdrive through a spaceship. I'm glad that's canon. But no, so they hyperdrive, they end up getting sent to a faraway system, and they land on a planet, and this planet is inhabited by the Monkeys. Now, they're like lemur things, but I call them monkeys because they look like monkeys, alright? You have Old Man Monkey, you have the son of the Old Man Monkey. Old Man Monkey is very much a pacifist, and he's like, you know, don't commit bad things, basically. Or like, you know, no war, shit like that. So yeah, that's why I'm calling it the Monkey arc, the Monkey era, because, you know, episode 13, 14 both take place on the Monkey planet. I thought this was a pretty good saga. I probably rate both these episodes around the same. I'd give them 7 out of 10. You know, they weren't like mind-blowing, but they were pretty cool. It feels like episode 13 kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it felt like the animation sort of kicked up a little bit. Like it just looked better visually, you know? There's a lot more effects around spaceships. There's a lot more like explosions going on. Things looked just a little bit more vivid than I think the previous 12 episodes, so I can appreciate that a little bit. Now, big fan of the designs of everything here. We got a new commander, Commander Bly. Giga Chad, by the way. His armor is just pretty cool. He doesn't really do that much in terms of like unique things. Kind of just conversates with Rex throughout the thing, but there's a lot of moments where you don't know if Commander Bly is going to live or die. Me personally, it's been a long time since I watched the Clone Wars, so I couldn't remember if this clone commander made it all the way to the end. I'm happy he made it out of this saga, at least. So, you know, there's a few moments where I was like, oh shit, is he actually going to die? You know, some stakes. So I appreciate that a little bit, you know, because they're not going to kill Commander Rex or Captain Rex, but, you know, maybe Commander Bly is the one that gets left behind. Fortunately, Cameron died. Rest in peace, the GOAT Cameron. And if you don't know who Cameron is, he was just a, you know, named clone that got eaten by one of those vulture dogs on the planet, which, might I add, we haven't got a Lego version of. At least I don't remember ever seeing a Lego version of. I would love to see that in Lego. If you don't know, I've been recently a Lego collector. Maybe I'll do some documentation on that a little later into my YouTube career, but I do think it was cool. It was a good episode. I really enjoyed the episode. There wasn't too much to complain about. Now, you could argue, I think, like, the bad parts about this is that it is just filler. You know most of the people in this, other than maybe Commander Bly and the monkeys, you know, they're gonna survive. Like, you know Ahsoka's gonna survive. You know, even though Anakin's wounded, he's gonna survive. You know Captain Rex is gonna survive. You know Ayla Secura is gonna survive. So those things kind of, like, take away, because it is just, like, you have a full cast of filler characters. And you don't really get to, like, really attach yourself to Commander Bly or the monkeys. I just do, just because I like commanders, but I imagine, like, the average fan is just watching this, and, like, all those high stakes moments is just like, oh, okay, they're about to die, and then, oh, okay, they didn't die, you know? But as a kid, I'm sure it's probably pretty impressive. Now, I do think it was a solid arc, though, you know? We had some decent combat, you know? I think the graphics have improved, even by, like, you know, 0.1. You know, I still think the art style is very, very good for the era, you know? I think another thing to mention here is, you know, Aayla Secura's, I believe, first appearance in the Clone Wars. And oh my god, I didn't realize she had such a fucking rack on her. Holy shit, bro. God damn. And you see the hips on Aayla Secura? God damn, bro. God. There's some thick fucking Star Wars Jedi and Sith Lords in this fucking, in this on the show, man. I didn't realize this when I was a kid. Fuck me, bro. Now I'm an adult. It's like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, overall, just some W episodes, you know. We had Anakin was actually sidelined, and there's, you know, it kind of humanized Anakin, made Anakin not look like this invincible, unbeatable fucking destroyer. You know, even when he's weakened, he's still a little OP in terms of skill. Being able to just run at some tanks and be able to avoid the shots, and then also take on a battalion of droids, even injured. But you know, that aside, I think it was a good idea to have Anakin be sidelined throughout most of it, you know? You get to see other characters be focused on, you know? Ahsoka's still in her learning phase where she's kind of a brat, but it is what it is. I liked some of the quotes the monkey had, but I do think Old Man Monkey he almost spoiled the mood in episode 14, in my opinion. He was just a little too... I don't know how to say it. Not like too, like, he stood on his ideals, but he stood on his ideals a little too much, you know? So if you watch the saga, which is, again, only 2 episodes, but realistically, that's 50 minutes, you know? That's almost a movie long. Like a Clone Wars movie long. But, I think the main thing that I didn't like about, episode 14, I guess, was just that Old Man Monkey was almost so hard on his ideals, it just didn't make sense. Like, I think it makes sense for episode 13. He's a pacifist. You know, we don't want war. We don't want part in your war. We're not taking any stance, you know, a little bit like the Irishmen during the World Wars in modern day. But I think the problem arises for me when it's like they literally know that their village is about to get decimated, and Old Man Monkey's kind of just still like, well, if we die in your war... so be it. It's like, that to me just makes no sense, you know? And I feel like as a kid it's probably something you brush past, but definitely something you start noticing. You're just like, well, that's just kind of stupid, you know, if you take a second and think about it. But, you know, at least the Giga Chad's son decided to rally the troops and bring the whips and pitchforks and trip up the droids. But yeah, overall, thought it was pretty cool. Thought it was pretty clever. You know, the commanders sneaking into the Federation's, I don't know what to call it, base, but it's a pretty bare-looking base. It literally had 2 ships, and that's about it in the entire compound. But they broke into it, and then they stole the ship. I thought that sequence was pretty cool. Anakin force moving the rock left and right, tricking one of the droids to lure the droids away from the spotlight to kill the droids, and then the other droids show up wondering where that droid went, and they get fucked up. I thought it was cool, clever things that, like, still makes sense, you know? And I think that's what Clone Wars does a lot. Or I think that's what Clone Wars does very well, often. It makes sense, you know? There's arguments to be made, the series, like, filler episodes, more specifically, are a little too, like, doesn't make sense. But a lot of the time, Clone Wars gets 70% right in terms of the logic here. You know, I think it makes sense with the battle droids being so stupid that they would follow a rock just moving. You know, maybe thinking it's a fucking crab or something, or like a creature or whatever. I thought it would have been maybe a cooler idea if they had like one of those vulture dogs attack the droids, and you know, maybe that's how they sneak up, sort of thing. You know, I thought it was cool. You know, super cool idea having the new gun race, the Trade Federation people. The people with like those hypno frog eyes from Futurama, and he's just a big old fat boy, you know what I mean? And we get to see like a merciful Anakin. Young Anakin early in the Clone Wars is very much a merciful Anakin, as I'm noticing. He's very much like okay, we captured you. You're gonna get arrested by the Republic, basically. You know, later on, I do know of some scenes. I do remember some scenes where he gets a little ruthless, you know. But I'm happy to see this sort of like pacifist, not pacifist, but like decent Anakin, you know? Like he's not just out there for blood. But, you know, yeah, overall, pretty good saga. I enjoyed it. You know, that's episode 13, 14. Might as well get 2 of them done. I kind of want to get a few of these banged out because, you know, I'm not being burnt out of the Clone Wars, but, you know, I feel like some of these episodes, there's not too much to talk about other than it just being fun to watch, you know? When you look at the Clone Wars episodes outside of the episode and you're kind of just, like, reviewing it, it is very much just like okay, some cool things happened there, but overall not much. But it's at least for me, much more enjoyable when you actually watch it and you're sinking your teeth and you're like, wow, everything looks so cool, you know, even nowadays in 2024. It's crazy that this shit came out in 2008. But with all that being said, you know, Ayla Secure, the thick girl herself, Commander Bly being the goat, and Old Man Monke being a little bit insane, I guess. But yeah, with all that being said, I want you know, want to thank you for taking your time and making it to the end of this video. And as always, I hope you have a good day.